All right. Today is Friday, November the 12th, and it's gonna be a good day. Hey, listen. Whenever you get opportunity to come into the 11th hour, man, that beat right there just got to get you popping, just got to get you moving. So it excites me every time I hear that beat. So give it up for my boy Doria Jackpot Productions with that hot beat right there. Hey, today is November the 12th, and I'm excited today for many reasons, but the biggest reason I'm excited is because today is my mom's birthday. Happy birthday to your mom. Happy birthday to you. You know, one of the funniest stories that my mom tells me about her birthday is that she used to tell me all the time. She said, you know, when I was pregnant with you and I was in the hospital and I had just delivered you, and she was like, you know, the people came in and they was like, you know, happy birthday to the baby, happy birthday. She was like, no, my birthday is like November the 12th. And it was like, right, so your birthday is tomorrow, but you had your son today, 11/11. So that was cool. So also, which brings that up, that was like some cool times, like to have my birthday on the November the 11th, which is the 11th month, the 11th day, 2011 at 11 o'clock. That was like super cool. Like that's just one of those moments that you just kind of remember, just reflect back on. So I want to say happy birthday to my mom, and I want to tell some stories about my mom today. Is that all right? All right, cool. Well, it don't matter. I'm gonna tell them anyway. But my mom is like, you know, she's like a superhero to me because of the fact of all the things that she's done for us. And you know, I commend my mom on the hard work that she did. And so, you know, I don't know if I've told these stories or not, but, you know, because, you know, brother is getting a little gray down there. So, you know, every now and then I forget some of the things that I tell. But one of the funniest things about my mom is that, you know, she had to raise us by herself, you know, so it was five of us. So my mom is a stickler for cleanliness. Man, I mean, she still is, like, even today, she's still a stickler about being clean around the house all the time. So my mom, man, this I'm telling you, when I tell y'all, man, y'all not gonna believe this. Like, you know, my mom, we used to wake up on, you know, you wake up Christmas morning, you already crunk and excited about Christmas. You know what I'm saying? You ready to get up and get the gifts and just rip paper and, you know, and all that. Which I got another funny story today about my older sister and Christmas and presents, which is, I don't even know, she might still do it today. But man, my mom on Christmas morning, man, we used to wake up, dude. We used to have to eat breakfast and clean the house. I'm like, what? Like, I gotta wait before I open up my gifts. My mom would be like, yeah, because I know by the time all five of y'all get through opening up gifts, this house is gonna be a wreck. So let's clean this house up first, then you can open up your gifts, so then the house won't be as dirty when you and you. But you know, as an 8, 9 year old kid, man, you ain't thinking about that. You just want to rip them gifts open. But my mom, man, that's just what she did. And I, now I don't really blame her, because you got a lot to do on your own. So, well, my mom was also, man, she worked a lot. So that meant she wasn't at home a lot. But I'm gonna tell you, man, when she was like, when I get back home from work, this kitchen better be clean. And I mean, it better be clean when I get back. So, you know, by that time, my older brother was pretty much already gone. And my next oldest brother, well, he was gone too. He really went home. So I was really just at home with, it was just me and my two older sisters that was at the house. And my next oldest brother, he was there. He was just kind of in and out. So when my mom would get home about 1, 2 o'clock in the morning from work and the kitchen wasn't clean, oh yeah, you know what was coming. Man, she come in our bedroom, she turned them lights on, she pulled them covers back. She'd be like, didn't I tell y'all to clean this kitchen? And you know, teenagers, man, typical teenagers, you know, like, yeah, but we'll get it tomorrow. No, like, she gonna, like, you getting it now. Like, you gonna be getting it right now. So man, she make us get up at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever she got off from work, man. And we'd have to go in the kitchen and bust them suds. We'd have to sweep the floor. We'd have to wipe stuff down. And and now, you know, when I think about it now, she wasn't really being cruel. She was just saying, look, I can't do this by myself. I need y'all to help. But, you know, like, if I had to sweep the floor, you know, I'm going to sweep the floor and be like, you know, I'm heading on back to bed. My mom be like, no, you ain't. You going to sit up until everybody's finished. And I'm like, but I ain't even got to wash the dishes. She was like, I don't care. I told y'all to get this done before I came home. Y'all didn't get it done. So now y'all gonna have to do it. I'm like, but mama, I got school in the morning. She like, well, I bet you better not go to sleep while you in class, but you ain't going to bed till this kitchen is finished. So we'd all be in the kitchen, man. I mean, those are just like some, you'd be like, Pastor Mike, is that a great memory from you? I'm like, man, dude, I love it because, man, those are some tools that I bring now, like just the consistency with my kids and, keeping my house clean. Like, dude, I keep my house clean. And one thing that I do now that just bugs my wife to death. Like, I don't know how many of y'all grew up like this, but my mom taught me to cook and wash at the same time. Like if you're cooking dinner and you're using pots and pans and after you then wash them, like wash them right after you get through cooking. So when you get through eating, all you have is just the dishes that you eat with that you have to wash. You don't have the pots and pans. And boy, my wife be like, man, what you doing? I'm like, this is just how my mom taught me how to do it. Like, if I'm cooking up something and I'm done with it, I'll put the dish over to the side, but then I'll take the pots and I'll wash them and all of that stuff. It's just, man, stuff that like that just sticks with you. And so my mom was really cool. And I remember so one time, man, I missed the bus. Like I was in high school, man. I missed the bus and my mom was getting off from work and I was sitting on the front porch and I was like, Mom, I missed the bus. Like I need to ride to school. And she was like, okay, well, I guess you better hit them blocks and see what buses you can catch because I ain't taking you to school. Like I just got off from work. I'm finna go to bed. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, you ain't gonna take me to school? She was like, no, I ain't gonna take you to school. But I tell you what, you better not miss school this morning. And I'm thinking, where am I supposed to catch a bus at? She said, I don't know. But guess what, y'all? Yeah, brother was at school that morning because I hit them blocks and I found the bus to get on because I was like, hey, bus driver, where you going? He's like, I'm going to Oakland. Okay, I don't need your ride. Hey, bus driver, where you going? He's like, I'm going to Oakland. I'm like, Lord, send a Riverdale bus come out because if I don't get on a Riverdale bus, my mama gonna kill me. So, man, I'm just telling you, man, I tell my kids like that all the time, man. I do it in a more playful way because, I know I'm gonna do a little bit different, but my mom be like, yeah, I wish you would, Mr. Bus. Like, and that wasn't like, like that was like a threat. Like, I wish you would, Mr. Bus. And I'm like, golly, but my mom had to be like that, because she had to be strong. But let me tell you about my mom though. Man, when it come to cooking though, man, I'm sure like everybody said, man, my mom can throw down too. Man, I'm telling you, my mom could throw down, bro. I'm telling you, like she could put a dinner on the table that was fire. Like she used to make this thing called, I don't even know if it's even a real dessert. I think she just made this joint up. Like she used to make this thing called a butter roll. Like, and if I tell you, man, your glucose level probably gonna go just out the roof. Like, it was like I don't know, man. I don't even know how to really describe it. It was like she take this dough and like, she make it like a biscuit dough, but then she would spread it out real thin and then she would put layers. Okay, so y'all hold on now, all of y'all healthy people, y'all might want to close your ears on this part right here. Man, she'd put layers of butter and cinnamon and sugar. And I mean like layers, like I ain't talking about like one layer of butter, a little bit of sugar, and a little bit of cinnamon. I'm talking about butter, cinnamon, sugar, butter, cinnamon, sugar. And she would roll that up and it would be like almost like a burrito length, and then she'd put like 6 or 7 of those in the pan. Okay, then hold on. I'm telling you, all you healthy folks, close your ears. Then on top of that, after she put the 6 rolls in this pan, guess what she would do on top of that? Butter, cinnamon, sugar, butter, cinnamon, and sugar. And man, she put that in the oven. She baked that. Man, when that joint come out the oven, oh my goodness. I'm telling you, that dessert was so fire, just make you stand up and salute a brother. I'm telling you, that dessert was on point. But I don't think I've ever seen it anywhere. I don't know if she just made it up because one day I was like, hey mama, can you show me how to make that butter roll? Look, I'm thinking about banana pudding because she used to put that on too. But she was like, okay, I'm gonna show you. So brother, I need some measurements. Like, cup of this, cup of that, 1/2 cup. She just in there. I'm like, how you make the dough? She's like, well, you put a little bit of this, a little bit of flour, some shortening. I'm like, well, how much? She's like, well, you just do it. You know how our parents are, they ain't measuring nothing. They just did everything by feel and sight. And I was like, yeah, I'm finna mess this up real bad. So I'm telling y'all, for the last 20, probably even longer than that, probably for the last 30 plus years, I've been trying to make this butter roll and I still can't get it like my mom used to make it. But I mean, I've been trying, but I'm telling you, she used to cook. She used to help me with my homework. Man, my mom just used to do a lot. So happy birthday to your mom. I hope you have a great day today. I know you're a little ill today. I know you're a little sick today, but I'm a brother gonna run and get you a little something for your birthday today. And I just want to tell you I love you, appreciate you, and everything that you done for me. So with that being said, man, today, man, we're gonna talk a little bit about family, youth, and how all of that helps our community to grow, because I think once we get our families on board, that helps our young people. And then if our young people and our families are on board, then man, it just makes our communities so much better. So, and I'll put it like this. I think I've said this before, my mom was just like, don't go out and embarrass us, or she'll say things like, you ain't even be telling everybody your business. Now, sometimes that's good and sometimes it's bad, because really sometimes you might need to express some things that's going on at home. But the biggest thing my mom was really trying to say, and I'm pretty sure it's the same for a lot of families in that area that I grew up in, was that, respect your family, like respect your family, do what's best for your family, and then everything is going to turn out all right. So if I'm out there trying to do what's best for my family, then as a young man, I learned responsibility, I learned respect, I learned how to go through some stuff, I learned how to say no, I learned how to not do some of the things because I know it will fall back on my mom. Now, I'm not going to say I was perfect. Now, I wasn't perfect. I don't think there's nobody that's perfect, but what I did was I tried my best not to do anything to bring back things on my family and my mom. So with my family unit that I had, because even though, even though today I talk about my mom, and and I tell some people some of the things that she did and how we grew up, it may sound like, you know, drill sergeant, or it may sound like, my mom was tough or she was hard or it was difficult for her. But really, man, she was just grooming us for life. Like, she was just really grooming us for, what's coming up. And I think that's what helped me be a better man. Not only the fact that I was living with two girls most of my life, and that's another thing that, one day I'm gonna have to get my wife in here and just let her tell you these stories, because she'll probably she gonna knock most of them down. But I'm telling you, like, that's one of the things I guess that's good and bad about me, is because, living with two sisters and my mom pretty much, my whole life until I joined the military. Man, I'm multi versatile, man. Like, I could pretty much do everything. Like, I can cook, I can clean, I can wash, I can sew, I can take care of the family. Man, I can do a lot of stuff. I can coordinate. My wife hate that one. I can coordinate. Like, she be like, want to go out and buy some stuff, and she be like, why don't you just stay at home? I'm like, oh no, because if them sheets don't match the pillowcases, and the pillowcases don't match the covers, and the covers don't match the rug, and the rug don't match the wall, and no, because I got to go, because I need to coordinate what's going on. So it's kind of funny though, man. But I'm just grateful, and so I try to teach those things to my family. Like, man, my kids, man, when they hit middle school, yeah, it's time for you to start washing your own clothes. Like, I ain't washing your clothes no more. And my sons be like, Daddy, like, we for real? Like, you gonna make us wash our clothes? Like, dude, yeah, you get them dirty, so yeah, you gonna wash them. I'm gonna teach you how to wash your clothes. So in middle school, man, my kids was washing their own clothes. Like, I ain't doing that for you. Like, come on, that's one look. Man, I'm telling you, that excites me, because I'm like, there's one more thing off my plate that I don't have to do for you. Like, now I just wash my own clothes. But you know what? It's training my kids though, because a lot of kids that was my kids' age at that time, they didn't know how to wash their own clothes. They didn't. There's nothing wrong with, with my kids washing dishes. Like, that's what we grew up on, because every time, well, we've been fortunate enough to buy a house or two to live in. And my kids, when they got older, they was like, oh yeah, we got a dishwasher. I said, yeah, we got three good ones, three good dishwashers. And they was like, no, Daddy, we only got one in the kitchen. I like, no, bro, we got three. I got three kids. We got three dishwashers in the house. I said, we ain't using that dishwasher. And they was like, we ain't gonna use a dishwasher. I was like, for what, man? Your hands work perfect. Like, they are perfect. But it's all about grooming and training. So, and it's fun because my daughter, she watched dishes and she be mad sometimes, and and I had to come up behind her and give her encouragement about the dishwashing and just say how grateful and thankful that God has given you some beautiful hands to wash those dishes with, that God has given you strength to pick up them cups and those rags to wash them dishes with. God has given you beautiful eyesight to see when you didn't get them dishes clean. You know how to go back and clean them again. I said, man, God is good. And man, she just look at me and just be like, will you go on, please? But man, it's just creating fun. I taught my kids how to make your bed, clean your, same thing we all try to do is teach our kids things. But really that instillment came from my mom. That's where that came from. And so I try to do the same thing with my kids, and it blessed me. And I don't think it's that bad. I just think that it's just different. And so I think if we instill that in our children, hopefully and prayerfully, then they will carry that with them when they leave. And so then our youth will prayerfully be better. And so, excuse me, as we work with our family, then our youth. Oh my God, our youth today, man. I'm telling you, man, these young people today, just man, I'm telling you, they just on another level. I mean, because our parents are some of our parents are super young too. And so our youth today, they don't really see the value in upholding your family. And so, but if we could teach them the value of family and what that looks like. Now, listen, I know I can't think of the word right now, but I do know and I understand that every family is not a perfect family. There are some dysfunctional families out there. I get that. I get that. But we're really talking about the families that are doing the right thing. And even with my family, like, a lot of families, man, my mom's front door was wide open. Like, we used to have, man, our house was the spot. Like when we grew up, man, like kids from the neighborhood was at our house like all the time. And I don't know if because she had so many kids or, our house was just on the corner, man. But we used to do, man, we played kickball in the yard, we played softball in the yard. Man, we hide and go seek, all that stuff, man. We just had fun. So, even though some kids may have came from a more dysfunctional household, they were still able to gravitate to something that they saw, that they wanted something. Even with me, I grew up without my dad, but there were some fathers in the neighborhood, there were some, and that that's what I wanted, man. I wanted to be a great dad when I had that opportunity. So there's always something or somewhere that you can gravitate to some things that would make you strive to be better. So as our families come together, the young people from the family can create something within the next place would be the community. So as our families are going well and our youth are doing well, then guess what happens with our community? Our community should do well too, because like I mentioned in a while back, I grew up in the era where it was okay. It really was. It really was. It was okay for the next door neighbor to get on to you. Like it was okay. Like it was almost like a dare that that they didn't. So my mom was like, well, the next time you see him out there doing something he ain't supposed to be doing, fire him up. Fire him up. Let him know that you ain't supposed to be doing that. Because my mom is like, this is this is our community. Like we all live here. So if my son is out there tripping, doing something, or my daughter, she's out there tripping, doing something she ain't supposed to be doing, let her know. Because at the end of the day, we all live here and we want to have a great community. And so if we want a great community, man, we all got to work together. We all got to be hand in hand. So if our families are creating family moments, and our families are teaching, and our families are loving, and our families are devoted, and our families are doing the things that we need to do, then hopefully and prayerfully our young people will turn around and say thank you to our families by going out and respecting their families and not wanting to bring shame upon their families and not wanting to do things to their family, which in turn would say, okay, so then that means when I'm in my community, I'm going to respect my family. I'm not going to bring shame upon my family. So I'm going to do the right thing. And then the community as a whole would say, okay, we're all working together. This ain't my little plot of land, my little, I guess they lots now, this is just not my little lot. And I'm just going to worry about my grass, and I'm just going to worry about my driveway. But you know what? This is my community. Like, I hope my neighbor don't mind if I say something to their son or their daughter, if they're out doing something, they out throwing rocks through windows. Like, hey, I'm going to say something, if they out there in the middle of well, I ain't going to say much about that, because we all used to play football in the middle of the street. But, if I'm, grabbing cats and throwing them up in the tree, if I'm, pushing dogs over, if I'm out, using foul language, I hope and pray that, if your neighbor says something to your child to help correct them and get them in the right way, that you don't take it in the wrong way as they're getting on your child or they're demeaning your child. But no, man, this is my community. Like, all of this go hand in hand. All of this go hand in hand. And so, times have changed. It's a lot of single moms out there now. It's a lot of single moms out there. So I want to talk about two really great points that I've been given from two different people that that I love, that I personally love. And one of the first points come from, this is for moms that are doing it by themselves. Now, we have a lot of big shout out to all the dads that are out there that are doing it, that are stepping up to the plate, and you're taking care of your kids, and you're the single dad and you're doing it. Man, big shout out to you, because there's not a lot of us that are out there doing that. But this is a subject or a thought about the single moms. Now, listen to this. I love the way Bishop T.D. Jakes says this. He said this, I don't know how long ago, it's been several years, it's been many years ago, that because I struggle about the parenting thing, about the father and the mother, hearing the whole parenting thing. And one thing that he said that really touched home to me, that I never even thought about, he said, having two parents in the home is very important. It's very important to have two parents in the home. You need a father and you need a mom. He said, because the mom is going to love the boys. Like, they're going to love on the boys, because, that's mama baby boy, But, man, she going to be a drill sergeant to that girl. Man, she going to be a drill sergeant to her. And not because, she don't love her, but because my mom is a woman. So she's going to teach my sisters, or she's going to teach her daughters how to be a mother. Like, because there's going to be times in life when, if you're going through something, that you still got to be that mom. Like, you still got to be there. So she's going to teach her how to be a great mother, but she's going to love on her sons, vice versa. So the dad is going to be loving to his daughter. Like, he's going to be like, oh, that's my baby girl right there. I mean, she could be 85 years old, and if he's still alive and the daughter's 85 years old, first of all, that's a miracle. But she always going to be his baby girl. Like, he's going to love on her. And so, but guess what he going to be to them boys? He going to be a straight drill sergeant to them, because, excuse me, allergies, man, these allergies be killing me. He going to be a drill sergeant to them, because at the end of the day, he's trying to teach them how to be a man. So he going to go in on them, like, get that trash, mow that grass, like, get up and do what you're supposed to do. Like, I don't care how you feel, you got to get this done. So that's why you need both, because you need the man to love on the daughters, and then you need the moms to love on their sons, but then they're going to be drill sergeants to both. And man, I see that at work in my own house. Like, when my wife be going in on my daughter, I be looking at her like, okay, what you doing? Like, what she do? Like, what she do? Like, what did she do that you be going in on her like that? And she be like, don't you be looking at me like that? Don't you be looking at me like that? I'm trying to make her bada. She do whatever she want to do. So, man, and it's so funny, because, like, when I go in on the boys, she come in and be like, what they do? Like, what they do? I be like, that joker right there, let me tell you what he did. And then I'm going out. She like, come on there. Really? Did he really do all that? And I play those concepts out in my mind, because after I heard Bishop Jake say that, I said, man, that's what I do in my house. Because, man, I be loving on my daughter. Like, and I go up there, my wife get on and stuff. I go up there and I hug on her and I laugh with her, play with her, stuff like that. And my wife be like, what you doing? Like, get off of her. Like, leave her alone. She in trouble. What you doing? And then vice versa. My wife would do it to the boys. When I get on them, She want to love on him and hug on him and say, daddy just being daddy, it's okay, just go on and do what he told you to do. And I'm like, you making them soft, quit doing all of that. But man, what the dynamics that we're teaching and we're showing is that, we loving on our daughters. And so our daughters should be looking for men that's going to love on them. And our sons should be looking for women that's going to love them. But see, when I grew up without my dad, I'ma just be honest. I'ma just lay this out there. When I grew up without my dad, it was hard for me to hear a man tell me what to do. Like, it was tough. Like, dude, you ain't first, because my whole thought was, first of all, I was like, first of all, you ain't my daddy, so you can't tell me nothing. That's just the way I thought. And so not coming up with that training and not having that in my life, dude, it was tough. It was you could ask some of my teachers. I'm like, it was tough just listening to dudes trying to tell me what to do. The next point that was a really good point came from one of my coworkers. His name is Mr. G. And then one day we were just talking about families and just, single moms growing up and the things that they have to go through it. And man, he said something that was truly, truly powerful to me. And I pray this is the thought that came from him, is that he said, you know what? He said, all these single moms, they have dreams too. He said, when they have these children and with these men, they may have dreams of getting married and, and raising a family, and raising their kids with this man that they love or that they're having children with. And they have these wonderful thoughts of how life and family is going to look like. And then boom, he's gone. Like, he leaves, like he decides to go somewhere else or do something different. He don't want the relationship no more. He don't want to get married. And now she's there raising children by herself. You don't think she's hurt? Like, you don't think she's crushed? Like, you don't think she's going through all these emotions of what happened to the family, what happened to the relationship, now the dreams that she had and the thoughts that she had of a beautiful family and a wonderful marriage, now all of those have been shot. That's gone. Not that she couldn't find another gentleman later on down the line, but at that moment, if she was in love with this gentleman and now she's on her own raising a family, it's a little different now. So now mom is having to give up some things that she wanted because now she's there doing it by herself. Man, I was like, you know what? I think about my mom. Like, it's not fair. So let me just say it like this. It's not fair that my mom had to raise 5 kids by herself. That was not her dream. I'm sure she dreamed of having a family with a loving husband and things going well and some things that she want to do. But now that she was in this role of a single mom, like many of these women are, and many of the many dads too, we're in this role of playing this role by ourselves. Now those things and those dreams that they had, they have to put them on hold. Have to put them on hold. And so some of the things that they wanted, they were never able to get. They were never able to obtain. And so they're losing out on some of their dreams. They're losing out on some of their goals, and they're having to sacrifice more because now they're having to do it by themselves. Is that fair to them? I mean, really, let's think about it. Is that fair to them? I'm sure my mom didn't sign up to be a single mom of 5. She didn't sign up for that. I'm sure that the single dads that are out there doing it, I'm sure they didn't sign up for that. Now I'm not saying that, life happens, things do happen, but whatever happened to making things work. So here's my last point. You know, this is just something that me and my wife has decided to do, that we're gonna make this thing work, regardless. Like, we got our moments when I want to take a shoe and throw it across the room, and she want to catch that shoe and throw it right back at me. We have those moments. I'm not saying that everything is lovely and everything is perfect, but we have those moments. We have those moments when we're like, especially when we were young, like, man. And for all of you out there that are in love and all of you who want to get married, let me just tell you right now, getting married at a young age, I'm telling you, you better know what you're doing, because I'm telling you, we got married. I mean, I don't think we were really super young, but I mean, we were young enough. Let me see. If I'm correct, I think I was 21. I think she was 20. I think that was right. I think that's right. We're somewhere off in there. That's I would say that's pretty young. I have to say that's pretty young. Uh, and it's been we're 32 years into this thing. And man, I'm telling you, we've had our moments. I mean, we've had our moments, y'all. I ain't gonna try to say it's been all, peaches and cream. We've had our moments, but you know what both of us has decided to do? We've said we're gonna make this thing work. We're gonna make it work because you know what? I grew up without my dad, and I was like, my boys ain't growing up without me. And I know if we got a divorce, if that were to happen, I could still be in my son's lives. I know that. I'm not saying that, but I want to be in my son's life every day. Like I want to be a part of their lives every day through marriage because I want my sons to grow up. And when they get married, first of all, make sure you're marrying the woman that you love and the woman that you want to be with, and then make it work. Make it work. Both of you got to make it work. So let me put that out there. It has to be both of you that want to make it work, because if my wife don't want to make it work, it makes it even harder to make it work. And if I don't want to make it work, then it's going to be harder for her to make it work. But we both have to make it work because look, family, youth, and community. Man, if our family is working, we're praying that our kids will work, and then we pray that we have a community that works. So I want to just say this, man, it's the work. I mean, marriage is a work, family is a work, community is a work. If we're all working together, we can make all of this work. And I think for me, man, uh marriage is just, it's lovely. Like, man, I couldn't imagine being single right now. I probably just, I don't know what I would do right now if I was single. Like, it's just too much work. So why should I go out and do that when, man, I could just work at my house, do things better? I mess up a lot. I'm not even gonna, fudge on that. I do mess up a lot. I'm not the perfect man. I'm not the perfect father. I tell my kids all the time because my kids say, Daddy, why can't you be more like so and so? Why don't you be like their parents? Their parents let their kids do this, and their parents let their kids that. Why can't you be more like them? So that's proof that I'm not the perfect father. My kids hate me because then I turn around and say, well, why can't you be like them? Because they make good grades, they listen to their parents, they're the star on the football team, and they do this and they do. Why you can't be like them? And they was like, oh, see, there you go, Daddy. You always trying to do something like that. I'm like, well, wait a minute, you just asked me why can I be like those parents? Well, I'm asking you, well, why can't you be like those kids? Because that means I'm not perfect, you're not perfect. We're just working this thing together, and we just do what we do because we just a family, and we just continue to work and make things work out. Hey, listen, we're all in 11th hour. Even in our families, we're in 11th hour. Young people, you're in your 11th hour. Hey, the community, we're in our 11th hour, because we can't leave the young people behind. We got to make sure we're doing something that will help them make greater and better decisions. And so if a community is not giving our kids outlets and giving them ways to use their gifts and their talents, of course, they're going to go to the other things that will let them use their gifts and talents in the way that we don't want them to use it. But we also, as a community, have to give them avenues to use those gifts and talents that will promote the community. And if we promote in our community, then we're promoting our young people. And if we're promoting our young people, then we're promoting our families. So remember that, man. I mean, I'm not a big proponent of just walking up on kids and getting on them and things like that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if y'all see this dude right here with this long gray beard, and most time I got a bald head or I'm wearing a hat. If this dude approach you with a long gray beard, with a baseball cap on, and you in the Walmart, Kroger's, Publix, Lowe's, I don't care where you at. You could be in the Target, the Dollar General, and you in there acting a fool and just doing things that I know your parents wouldn't want you to do. Brother might say something. I'm just gonna let you know right now. But I'm not gonna be cruel about it. I'm not gonna be rude about it. I'm gonna just be like, come on, man, what's up? What we really doing? Like, come on, man, let's get it together. Let's do something great for our families. Let's not fall into that trap of doing things like everybody else. Hey, listen, y'all. This is the 11th hour. My greatest thing is that I want to encourage you to make moments, make movements, not moments. We love trying to create the greatest moment of our life, but I want you to try to create movements because movements make changes. So I want you not to just make moments, but please make movements in your life. Hey, listen, if you want to know more about what we do, you can always hit us up on our website. Right now, we're going through the Nicholas Foundation .org, nicholasfoundationborough.org, O-R-G. Go check us out and see what we're doing scholarship wise. And look out for these workshops that's going to be coming up. Your boys got some workbooks that I've created. So we're going to be doing some workshops with our young people, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm excited to it. If you think what you hear now is exciting, man, let your young people come to one of these workshops. Man, I'm going to put it on them. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to just put it on them, but I'm going to be excited to put it on them. All right. You hear what I'm saying? All right, y'all. This is your boy, Pastor Mike, the Michael Davis, aka 90s number 5. I don't know why I always keep saying 90s number 9. I'm 90s number 5. My mom be like, boy, don't be giving me no more babies. I got 5. That's enough. All right, y'all. This is your boy, Pastor Mike, 90s number 5. This is the 11th hour, and I'm out. Peace.